Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm G&G and in this episode of Jobless to Greatness we are starting our first season in charge of Oxford City in the National League. Promotion gained last season, so we're going to make our first game against South Shields at home, who are also a promoted team. So two promoted teams facing off for the first game of the season, both wanting to win. And it's been a tough pre-season, not going to lie. It's been lots of difficult challenges ahead. One of them mainly being this on screen here. One-star reputation has cost us a lot of players. A lot of players came in on trial, agreed contracts, and then bigger clubs, so-called bigger clubs, came in and stole them. So we haven't got all the players we want to. It's not the squad I probably ideally would have had if I could picked it at the start of pre-season. But I think it's decent enough. I think we'll challenge relegation. We're not going to do brilliant this season, but hopefully this is a squad that can stay up. If we can just stay safe this season, you know, we can talk about what we'll do at the end of this season, whether we stay or leave, but just got to stay up any way possible. And there is definitely quality enough in this squad. It's just whether we have enough depth and whether we have enough current ability. There's plenty of potential, but whether we have enough current ability. If we look at, I'll start off by looking at the finances for a second, because we have a decent enough overall balance of 27,000. We are under our wage budget. There's a little bit of room to bring in more players throughout the season. And our scouting budget is in the minus, so we're not going to be scouting too much. In terms of the predictions for the season, and then we'll get into the team for the first game and go through the new players. In terms of the predictions, media prediction, go back for a second. Media prediction is for us to finish rock bottom, 24th, and the betting odds is season preview is 23rd. That is 251 to win the title, by the way. That is where it's been most of the season throughout our business. There was a stage where we were up around 19th, 20th, but we have fallen back with other teams doing business. South Shields, our opponents today, are predicted to finish 20th, so they're in the relegation battle with us this season. And Southend did win their playoff. They're predicted to come 10th, so they've done a good bit of business in the pre-season, and hopefully we can improve ourselves. Of course, with the window being open, we can bring in new players. But let's look at the team that's going to line up for this first game and go through some of the new players. Starting off with a player who's only just arrived yesterday, the day before the game, is a new goalkeeper. Bradley Foster has come in. Tried to get Bradley at the start of the transfer window. He wanted about 1,500 a week at that stage, so we had moved on. Looked like we were going to have Joe Wright in goals for the season. Then Bradley agreed to £575 and signed yesterday, day before the game. And if we compare the two, Joe Wright and Bradley, you'll see Bradley Foster just an all-round better goalkeeper. Joe Wright, a very good backup to have, but just we've improved at goalie definitely. You can see in the attributes there, he is a much better all-round goalkeeper. There are areas he lacks maybe a little bit, but hopefully we can overcome that, and that should be a good player to have in goals for us this season. Right back, Adagio Hersey signed a new contract. He has stayed, and hopefully he can do good enough. Now, this is probably, I think, our signing of the summer. Justin Hubner has come in, released by Wolves, another player that was looking for well over 1,000 at the start of the window. We got him in, and if we compare him with who he's replacing really in the centre-back role, and that is Tom Harrison, you can see all-round better player, and just a real upgrade at centre-back for us, and should be a much better centre-back. You can look at his attributes. Aggression of 16, I like. Acceleration of 14, pace of 14, so a bit more pace there. Positioning of 14 is good too. Heading 13, marking 13, tackling 12, really, really good. 6'1" with a jump and reach of 12 as well, should help us at set pieces at both ends. And he will be alongside Manufort, who has stayed on, still on a contract, and his bit of pace as well of 14 will help us at the back. So yeah, should help us. We have a new left back, Lewis Richards, who was our left back last season, left, wouldn't agree a new contract, had no interest in a contract. So on loan from Notts County, we have Conor Ferguson. He will start today, 21-year-old left back, and good player, good potential, but hopefully he's good enough already. Crossing of 10 will be helpful. We look at marking 11, tackling 12, bit of pace too, 14 pace and 10 acceleration. So a bit more pace in our defence this season, which could be very important. And Conor was not initially going to be our left back. We did bring in Darren McLean on a free transfer from Arsenal, released from Arsenal. He would have been starting left back for this game, and probably will when he comes back. Another player with a bit of pace, 12 pace, 12 crossing as well, which could be very important. But he got injured in pre-season. He's going to be out for another 3 weeks, so he's going to miss early on in this season. In midfield, Michael Barnes signed a new contract. He is staying. down as our key player. He will be very important this season. He had a great season last season in midfield. Sadly, George Dickinson ended his loan spell, went back to Wrexham, wouldn't extend his loan. Sam McGlintock wouldn't sign a new contract because he felt he didn't start enough games, even though he was a star player. So we've had to bring in a new midfielder, and that is Tyrone Akpata. Akpata was released from Oxford United, so he's staying in Oxford. He's come to Oxford City. He's a downgrade on Sam McGlintock, I'm not going to lie, but he is a decent enough midfielder, I think. 14 passing will be good for us. He has 7 vision though, so he can barely see a pass, but when he sees it, he can make it. Aggression of 14 could be good. Tackling 9 though, that could be a bit of a worry. His natural fitness of 16 will be helpful. And again, a bit more pace in 11. And he's decent midfielder. With Brian, a couple more centre midfielders who could play there as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a worry that Sam McGlintock left, but we'll have to just overcome that. Maybe we can bring in players throughout this season. Sonny Low Everton, still on the right wing, still a decent player, really important player for us last season. His pace of 12, pace of acceleration are both 12, and Crowd, he could be very important on that wing this season. On the other wing, we have another new player. It's Finlay Sinclair Smith. He is going to start ahead of Humphrey Ewers for now, because we're going to use Humphrey Ewers more as cover for the centre of midfield. But again, a player, 11 acceleration, 12 pace. I have tried to put more pace into the team, and he's another player. Dribbling of 11 could be good, technique 13, determination 14, and flair 15. Good attributes there to have. Long shots at 12 could be very important for us if we're going to get goals this season. Up front, we are weakened up front. Not going to lie, we are really weakened this season up front. Gerald is there, but can he step up to this level? I have a little bit of a worry about that, but he's there. Hopefully he can bang in a few goals. Goals are going to be something we really need this season, so hopefully he can get a few. Jaden Wareham left, went back to Oldham on his loan spell, no interest on staying. David Smith, I let go because I don't think he'd make this level. Tried to bring in a few strikers on trial. We agreed contracts, but they went to other clubs. So we have a striker in on loan, and that is Nicholas Oyekunle from Millwall, and he is pretty decent, I have to say. Finishing 13, composure of 11, that could be really good. Acceleration of 13, pace of 11, and technique of 15. His off the ball is good too. Good decisions. So hopefully he can be an important player. Bit of a worry with him is we agreed the loan deal to play him as a poacher. I don't want to play a poacher in this tactic, but we'll see how that goes. We may have to change it to keep Millwall happy and not lose them for the season. As you can see, the formation is the same as last season. I'm going to try this tactic for the first roughly 5 games, see how it goes, and then we may go to a new tactic, a more defensive one. The roles are slightly changed in terms of, no, not the roles, sorry, the player instructions are slightly changed. So we are going with a slower tempo, trying to hold the ball. We're not passing into space anymore. We're not going to dribble less, and we'll be a little bit more narrow. So we're going to try and have more possession, slow the game down. We are regrouping instead of counter-pressing, and we are playing a low block, a standard defensive line, and trapping players inside to try and prevent crosses, because that is a problem we've had, is defending crosses. A couple of more players just to look at on the bench. Harry Waldock is a player on loan from Gillingham. He comes in as midfield cover. Could take that midfield spot if he improves. Decent first touch at 14. Good technique. Good work rate. Probably the main worry with him is his passing at 9, not brilliant. Off the ball of 7, again not brilliant. So defensively he mightn't be great for us, but he will get games, of course, through the season. And one of the strikers we brought in, Elliot List, not brilliant, already going on the decline. Finishing at 12, composure of 9. He's really a backup striker. Has been at Stevenage for years, scored some goals at league level, League 1 level, and he didn't play League 2 last season, he didn't make an appearance, but he's come in on a free. He's really cover until we try and build some, maybe another player. Sam Bellis come in as a striker too, again, just cover really, just numbers in our squad, because we're going to need to rotate throughout the season. But yeah, that is the squad we are going with. That is the new players that have come in. Would I say this is a stronger squad than last season? No. We have definitely downgraded in a number of positions. Can it stay up though? I think so, but we may need to change this tactic. We want to see how it goes against South Shields. They are a fellow promote team, tipped to be in the relegation battle too. If it works against them, maybe it's a case of having a tactic for the bigger teams and this tactic for the teams around us in the league. We'll see how it goes, and let's get to the season kicked off and take on South Shields. So here we go, first game of the season for us at home here in a stadium that actually has having a bit of work done on it. The owners decided to expand it a bit in the pre-season, so it's a bit reduced at the moment. I'm not sure we would have filled it anyway. There's the South Shields lineup. South Shields, of course, were the first team I applied for a job with on this save. They didn't give me an interview, so hopefully I can get a bit of revenge here. Southend have won their first game of the season. They're top of the league. So the team that finished second to us in the National League South are top of the National League at the moment as we come out onto the pitch for our first game in the National League, and the season is underway. Foster here with his first touch, plays it out to Adagye Hersey, and he will look to build from the back. Here's Low Everton, two players who were with us of course last season, and into Barnes, who's going to be so important in that midfield. Here's Hubner, how good will he do? Adagye Hersey, Akpata into Gerald. Gerald gets turned, has to go backwards. Adagye Hersey, this is the patient build up though we're trying to do this season, trying to be a bit more patient with the ball. We've given away too easy there. Hubner kicking it forward aimlessly. Now Manifor, Barnes, poor touch from him, and South Shields can break on us now, and this is dangerous. Green takes on Ferguson, leaves him for dead. Green fires it wide. Great chance created early on there for South Shields. Throw in here, Adagye Hersey down to Low Everton. Good first touch from him, back to Adagye Hersey. Akpata into Hubner. He plays it over the top towards Gerald. Gerald has it towards goal, hits the crossbar. Oh, South Shields scramble it clear, comes back to Akpata. Oh, great chance created there for Gerald. Half time here, it's 0-0. It's been an even enough first half possession wise. We've just edged it, but they've had a lot more shots. The XG slightly ahead for them. They haven't created brilliant shots, but they have been more creative than us. So we really need to create more. We're going to tell them better team, but going to have to be better. We're going to go around the defenders here because we have a lot of players looking nervous, which is a bit of a worry. It's not good when they're nervous in the first game of the season. There we go. A few players have improved their body language, and it stays 0-0. Foster out to Adagye Hersey, and he looks for options. Plays it to Low Everton. He gets turned. Does he? No, he goes back to Hubner into Adagye Hersey, trying to build something. Low Everton tries to beat his man, but he gets a foot in, and we've lost possession. Can we win it back? Donnelly's through the middle for them, takes the shot, and Foster did dive for it, but it was always going wide, and it stays 0-0. Claire Smith gives the ball away there, so Unwin has it for them, but Williams Bushell just on, intercepts now. Gerald on his own here at the moment. He has Elliot Latham. Gerald takes the shot, straight at the keeper. Effort from distance, but it was always going to be saved. Corner kick, South Shields, 15 minutes to go. It's whipped in. Phillips at the near post takes it down his chest. Now it's played to the edge of the box. Ferguson dives in, gives away a penalty. On his debut. That is a nightmare from Conor Ferguson. So it's a penalty. Green will take it. Can Bradley Foster on his debut be a hero? Green steps up and it's down the middle, and South Shields go 1-0 up here. Harry Green for them. That's a huge blow. Looked like it was going to be a 0-0 draw. We'd have taken a point to start the season off, but that's disappointing because was there a need for Ferguson to dive in? I'm not sure. Fired down the middle by Green. 15 minutes to go. We're 1-0 down. Full time whistle goes here. It's a 1-0 defeat to start our season, and probably a sign of things to come. We are in the relegation spots right away, and could be a long season ahead. Although we played reasonably well against South Shields, we had more possession, better second half in terms of creating. That's going to be, I think, our problem this season, is scoring goals. Well, another look at the table, and we are down there in 24th position, and we are going to be looking at the bottom of the table, I think, all season. It's going to be a relegation battle throughout. If we can finish 20th, I would be delighted. And that's what the club want. The club vision is to attempt to avoid relegation, fight bravely against it, I think, is what it says as well on the table. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. We can try and fight this relegation. Decent enough showing in that first game. We just need to take our chances better, create them. Hopefully I can get another striker in who maybe will improve that, and then I could maybe release one of the strikers we signed on non-contracts. In terms of the next episode, we're going to come back for 2 games against teams tipped to be in the relegation battle with us. Ebbsfleet Town, another club I actually applied for a job with at the start of this save. We're going away to them. They are tipped to be in the relegation battle, as are Chester, who we are at home to. So hopefully we can get a couple of wins on the board maybe in the games up to those 2, and then we start to build a bit of momentum early in this season. If you did enjoy today's episode, please drop a like on the video. Always good to see more likes and that people are enjoying them. Don't forget to leave any feedback you have in the comments, and don't be afraid to let me know, do you think we can beat relegation this season? Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Really helps the channel to grow and helps you to catch every video that's posted in this Jobless Greatness series. Videos will be posted Monday to Friday 6 PM Irish time, and subscribing will make sure you get that notification. There is also a playlist on the channel if you want to catch up on anything that's happened so far. So, until the next episode, please take it easy.